Right, welcome to the latest episode of the Macro Angle Chronicles. If you know what time it is actually 3 o'clock in the morning. I can't sleep, basically because I just came back from Germany on a work trip. So this is what they call jet lag, I guess. After 13-hour flight, I just still adjusting. I just came back actually. I just came back yesterday at 4 PM. So now it's 3 AM in the morning. I can't make myself fall asleep. So anyway, that is also the reason why I didn't post anything last week, because I was in a rush preparing for the trip. I was away in Germany for 1 week on a work trip, and yeah, so I couldn't post any materials for last week. Although I intended to do one episode before I left, but I couldn't find the time to actually do any recording. So anyway, so for this episode, last week, for those of you who didn't follow, who just bumped into this channel, last week I talked about the STORM Wild-Eyed Shed. Basically, talk about all the lures that has been successful for me. So most of these lures that I'm going to talk about actually has landed me a fish, at least one. Yes, at least one. So yeah, basically at least one fish. So today, if yesterday I talked about STORM's Wild-Eyed Shed, today I'm gonna talk about the famous STORM Bulky Ring. Yes, Bulky Ring. Not just that, maybe I'll just touch on the whole series, like the whole soft plastic that STORM made under the Gomoku series. Yes. Alright, so let's talk about the Gomoku Bulky Ring. Okay, to be honest, I don't use this as much, but I did land one fish at night using this at Lower Seletar Reservoir. I didn't wear my GoPro on that day, but I caught that fish at around 8 PM at the fishing jetty, the old fishing jetty. I was using white, if I'm not mistaken, white or pink, I can't recall, but yeah, I got one fish using this. Although I have not been very successful with this, it's basically because I don't use this as much. I'm using something else. But I know of friends who swear by this. I know of a YouTuber who uses this a lot and has been successful. So yeah, so I think this has got a lot of potential. Actually, I use this for my pond fishing. I caught more kimbatlos or siakaps on this in ponds more than I catch pickup bass with this. But I know some people use this to catch pickup bass with ease. Like this is like their go-to soft plastics. Later we will go into the minor detail of how to rig this up and things like that, but I just show you the specifications now. Okay, the size is 1.5 inch. They come in various colors. There's white, there's pink, there's translucent white, translucent yellow, so many colors depending on what you can find at your local tackle shop. Yeah, the shape. This is the shape basically. Okay, it's 1.5 inch in size, and in each packet there is 10 pieces. Right? There's 10 pieces. Let's go into the let's go into the close-up. Let's go into the close-up. Alright, so this is the Gomoku Bulky Ring by STORM. Right? They have a lot of like similar soft plastic. These are all soft plastic, the Gomoku series. They got the bulky ring, which is like this, and of course they have the others, like one example is this, the paddle tail minnows. Now the problem is I've never caught any fish with this. I seldom try this lah, so it doesn't mean that it's not able to catch any fish. It's just that I have never or not used this as much, because like what I said, I have another option that I use more frequently. So I don't use this as much, so I'm not in no position to actually comment or review or talk about this lure, so I shall not talk, despite what I said earlier about wanting to go through all the soft plastic from the Gomoku series. I'm just gonna talk about what I used and what landed me at least one fish before, which is this one, the bulky ring. Right, so this is the bulky ring. You can see, I don't know why they call it bulky ring. I think it's because of these rings around the lure. Now, never underestimate this. Now, one might wonder why would they do a soft plastic with these rings around the lure. Let me take this out. Sure. I don't know whether you can see this well, but you can see there's like some reticulation around the body of the. Let me use a darker bag. Never. Yeah. Alright, so if you can see, there's like these rings on this. I guess maybe that's why they call it the bulky ring. Never underestimate this little rings that is on this body of this soft plastic. It's basically, I've read somewhere that when it's in the water, when you're pulling, it creates some form of like reverberation in the water, which the fish can detect. So yeah, that's maybe the reason why there's these rings in the. So never underestimate the thing. Okay, so how does this work? So usually I use this on a jig head, and then you pull inside, you pull it, or you can just slow constant retrieve, or you can also drop up, jerk it up, and then let it sink down, and then jerk it up and let it sink down. Then when you do that, this either you straight retrieve, or when you jerk it up and let it sink, this thing will swim like a paddle. So it also attracts fish to bite. How do I rig this up? It's using a jig head. Okay, this one will do. So a small jig head like this. Right? Can you see it? Hope you can see it. So you actually measure how far. You can either do it this way, or you can either do it this way. I like to do it this way, like that, with the fin facing me, so that it acts like a fish. Okay, you measure where it stops, and then you just put it in like that. It's hard doing this behind the camera, so I'm gonna try. hope I don't poke myself. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, I'm sure you guys can do a better job in this. I mean, if you find that this is not proper, you can like pull it out. Yeah, something like this. So you call it, I think this is what you call net rigging. Yes, this is what you call net rigging. Simple, right? Yeah, for info I use, you can use, this is a 3.5 gram size 4 decoy. See, yeah, size 4 hook. Oh, damn, messed things up. Hang on, I'm very particular about these things. It's a decoy. It's a decoy jig, if I'm not mistaken. You can use this, or you can also use, I prefer something stiffer actually. I unfortunately don't have a sample of that. Yeah, sorry. I don't have a sample of the other one. The other one that I use more frequently. So this is one jig head you can use with. Basically, any jig head you can use it. You use it with lah. No particular reason. Or make sure that it doesn't like. As long as the size is just nice. You know, you don't want a hook too big that it goes all the way here. Maybe just around here, it is just nice. Size 4 hooks. This is sort of like a wire hook, I feel. So if you're fishing at the jetty using a jig head like this, think twice about just pulling the fish out over the handrail and onto the platform. This thing usually gives away. It happened to me twice, both at Pandan. Yep, I tried to just pull the fish up over the railing of the jetty, and the thing gave way. This is very thin. The profile is very thin, so don't do that. If you can, you lip grip. If you're using this, bear in mind you lip grip the fish and then land it over the railing. Don't just chunk the fish out of the water like using these hooks like this. Not advisable unless you want to lose the fish. If you like to chunk fish over the railings, right, I suggest you use a thicker jig head like this. But I think this one is a bit too big for the bulky ring. Yeah. Too bad I don't have the other jig head that I like to use. But this one is also possible. You can actually catch fish. In fact, if I'm not mistaken, the fish that I caught at Lower Seletar Reservoir was using this jig head, because I don't have any other jig head at the point of time. So yeah, this is how basically you rig this thing lah. Quite simple, not rocket science. So when you push, when you pull, when you retrieve, you will like, or when you pull up, then it goes down, sink down, pull up, sink down. I think that one is a much more deadlier way of retrieving. You just push, pull up, but let the thing sink down. Pull up, let the thing sink in the water. Usually when you let it sink, right, that's when the fish will grab the lure. Right, so this is the what is it called? The Gomoku Bulky Ring. Very good, very effective. Soft plastic that you can use as an option to beef up your arsenal, right? I always have this in my soft plastic arsenal as well. Whenever I go fishing, I always have one packet of this and more packets of the other one, because you never know when you need to use this. Yeah, so what else? Okay, so it's 1.5 inch, 10 pieces inside. 10 pieces inside can last you like maybe, depending on how often you fish. You can actually recycle this, you know. It doesn't mean that you catch one fish then you have to like change to new one, unless it's damaged then you need to change lah. But if not, then you can just keep using it. So 10 pieces can go a long way. Yeah, 10 pieces can go a long way. How to keep this? I usually keep it inside the actual wrapping. I don't take it out because I think there's some oil inside here that makes this, that keeps this soft plastics fresh. Once you take it out and keep it somewhere else, then it's gonna dry up, so and become stiff, so it doesn't perform the way it should be. Yeah, so what else do I need to say? So you can see some nowadays they have that UV bright, so it produces, you can use it at night. I think ultraviolet bright, I don't know, something with ultraviolet. GS Gomoku something BR Bulky Ring 15 inch UV CC, made in Indonesia. What else I see at the back? I can't read Japanese, so I don't know. Good stuff, right? So let's get back to the something for you to consider. STORM Gomoku Bulky Ring. So yeah, we've talked about the bulky ring. Yeah, so yeah, sorry, I forgot to mention, it comes in a lot of different colors. Did I mention it? I think I did, but just repeating. It comes in various colors. So depends on what you like or what's the water condition. Different water condition will require different kind of colors, I feel. But my personal favorite, I always like to use white or pink. Right, I think there's 10 different colors, pink, white and a few other colors available, at least 10 if I'm not mistaken. So it depends what your local tackle shop carries lah. Yeah, but my personal favorite has always been white or pink. Whenever it comes to soft plastic, small soft plastics like this, I always go for white or pink. That's my personal favorite lah. Of course, it doesn't mean that that's the only two that work. Of course not. They have other, I'm sure somebody else must have, other people have their own favorite color, so it's all depends on you. What works for you, that's all that matters, right? Yeah, so if you have any questions, or if you have any of you, or you have anything more to add about the Gomoku Bulky Ring, feel free to comment below. Share your information or share your catches. Post some pictures if you want in the comment of the fishes that you caught with the bulky ring, Gomoku Bulky Ring. Love it. Right, so till then, peel like those